Hi guys, just so you know, this video is a bit long and it probably won't come out for a while because it's taken a long time to work on because the Battle of Midway is like huge. But there'll be more, but this video is probably gonna be really high quality. The Battle of Midway by Charlie Doherty. Small overview. The Battle of Midway was the decisive battle of the Pacific theater of World War II. This battle took place in between the dates of the 4th and the 7th of June 1942, only about 6 months after the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor and about 1 month after the Battle of the Coral Sea. The main admirals of this naval battle were American Chester W. Nimitz and Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto. Yamamoto was the mastermind behind the Pearl Harbor attack. The Japanese plan. The idea was to trap American aircraft carriers in Midway and cause America another devastating defeat like at Pearl Harbor. This was in response to the Doolittle raids of earlier that year. This plan was faulted in many ways due to the Japanese assumption of poor American disposition. Furthermore, the biggest help to American victory was the cracking of Japanese codes, which led the U.S. Navy to set their own trap. As I said in the previous slide, the Japanese mastermind Yamamoto was originally planning on another strike on Pearl Harbor, but because of the increased security after December 7th, he decided to attack Midway. The air defense of Midway was not very strong due to the far range from Hawaii, but America would defend it due to their submarine base there and their airfield, which they were using to bomb Wake Island. The Japanese plan. Like in previous plans, Operation MI, the Japanese plan for Midway was extremely complex. Another flaw was that Yamamoto only believed that the USS Enterprise and the USS Hornet aircraft carriers would be there. He believed that the USS Yorktown, which had been severely damaged at the Battle of the Coral Sea, was damaged beyond repair, but thanks to the Pearl Harbor shipyard, she was ready. Another flaw was that the Japanese High Command believed that the U.S. as a whole had taken a huge hit in morale due to their many losses. America was even stronger from her losses. The plan was to bring both cruisers and battleships to Midway, but the aircraft carriers were too fast, so the cruisers were not there to help them. Another flaw was the operation to invade the Alaskan Aleutian Islands brought even more ships from Midway. Another flaw was that the Japanese carriers' anti-aircraft guns were very outdated. U.S. code breaking. The biggest advantage to the U.S. Navy was the breaking of the Japanese radio codes, named GN-225B. This code was used by the entire Japanese military right before Midway. A major part in any war, intelligence was very important to both sides. The U.S. cryptographers, codenamed Hypo, had the Japanese line under 24-hour surveillance, as well as trying to break the code, sending a false uncoded message to Pearl. The code team on Midway said, "American force out of water." This trick sent the code talkers off the main American secret line while Americans planned. Battle itself. On the 4th of June at around 4:30 in the morning, scout planes from both the USS Yorktown and from Japanese carriers take off in search for the other two task forces. Around 7, the U.S. scout planes find the task force around 580 miles southwest of Midway. By 10:25, 101 U.S. bombers are off their decks and fighting the Japanese planes. At around 3, the USS Yorktown is abandoned. At around 4:10, the Japanese carrier Soryu is sunk. At around 7:25, the Japanese carrier Kaga is sunk. On June 5th, the Japanese carriers Akagi and Hiru are both sunk. And then here are the U.S. casualties in a chart. U.S. have lost about 150 aircraft. And then these are pictures of the different aircraft carriers involved in the battle. And